to the Startup Grind.
So please welcome Pascal Meyer. Thank you so much for being with us here tonight, Pascal. You came from Lausanne, straight from Lausanne, or were you in Zurich already today?
No, I came straight from Lausanne.
So a long trip.
Not that long, I have my computer, so you can have a little beer in the train and work a little bit. So it's
perfect. Well, thank you for being here tonight with us. So, first of all, congratulations! You guys just celebrated 10 years, your 10th anniversary of QoQa.
Thank you very much.
And we'd like to understand a little bit more about where you came from. You're born in Switzerland?
Yes, I'm born in Switzerland, yes.
Where? Big city, little city?
No, in fact, I'm coming from a little area called the Canton du Jura, but I was born in Geneva, but I don't say it because otherwise my origin will say, no, you're from Geneva, and I don't want people to say that. So, no, I'm coming from Jura, so it's very important for me, because we are not part of Switzerland. Jura is a really little part, a bit out of Switzerland. We are very proud to be from Jura. Sometimes not very proud to be Swiss. No, I'm kidding. We're very proud.
And as a child, were you already thinking entrepreneurially? Did you already have some ideas about what you wanted to do when you grew up? As it is in Switzerland, everyone knows very early they start to try to figure out what you want to do, what you want to be as a profession. But you personally, were you selling candy when you were 7 years old, or did you have something along those lines?
It was a bit later, when I was 10, but I wasn't selling candy. I was selling some stuff to my friends, because we were playing hockey, and so I was buying stuff and we selling them the other stuff. So they were very they were happy because they had a good opportunity, and I was very happy because I was having my 2 francs margin and I could buy my candies. So it was.
So the entrepreneurial bug bit you pretty early on.
I don't know, to me, everybody is an entrepreneur, but for some people, they don't want to listen to their entrepreneur skills, so they say, no, I just want to follow, which I fully understand. And I'm saying this because, today this morning I was talking with a girl who just joined our company, and she was a follower, but we pushed her to be an entrepreneur and to take the lead and just to develop something, and she became an entrepreneur. So I'm 100% convinced that everybody has in his little mind somewhere this entrepreneur skills that just to be activated. It's like a setting that you might have in your Android phone that you just have to activate, and then you can become entrepreneur.
And when you were 15, 16, were you still selling things to your classmates, or as you got older that you were more focused on your studies?
In fact, when I was, you have to know that I was the worst student in the world. All the teacher would say to my parents that I will probably become a guy living in the street because I have no potential, and I fully agree with them. I have no potential, but in the end, it's a matter of thinking a bit differently, because you can be very worse at school. When I moved to Lausanne, because I was 16 when I moved to Lausanne, I went to those schools, they call it the gymnase, and I was playing hockey because I love hockey. So of course I was never clearly prepared for my exams at school, so I had to deal with my teacher. I came to them and said, if you just change this sentence, I will have a half point, and that will give me the average to go for next year. So I dealt with all my teacher, and I did my 3-4 years of studies in the gymnase like this, and it was so always average, I would say, but just limit. But in the end, when I started to do things that I loved, like making a kind of business and starting to have my first own company to create websites, because it was quite new and it was in the years 98, and people were, okay, you know, those young guys, they can do websites. So
This is while you were still studying. This is while you were still studying.
yeah, that I did beside my studies,
Right.
just to have my monthly revenue. You know, that I was also working at McDonald's, which was, you know.
And so, from what I understand, there's a story about a professor that gave you a challenge, or you took it as a challenge. Can you tell me that story?
Yeah, that's a bit.
This was where, in which study?
That was when I was at a school where they launched a new multimedia. It was a new school of multimedia, and it was the first people going to that school. So I don't know why they chose me, but I was in that school, and I had this teacher, and I was really the worst student in the classroom. You know, so at the end when I finished school, I started in different companies, and once I found a great idea, I said, okay, I will start to create my company, but to make the way completely invert of what my marketing teacher told me. And I called this guy and I said, you know what, I will mount a company, and I will choose a name that will, at least for the French-speaking people, will mean something. I will choose a name called QoQa. You know, and for the French-speaking people, Coca is like Coca-Cola. You know, you drink a Coca. In the Swiss German part, unfortunately, you drink a cola. So it's okay. So I said, I will use this name, and the guy said, yeah, but you will have probably you will have to go in court because the Coca-Cola will sue you. So it's not the right name. Plus, you are spelling the name QoQa. People will never remind the name, so it will be very difficult. So I said, oh yeah, okay, it's funny, and you don't want to do any marketing. I said, no, you know, my marketing will be my friends, you know, they will share together, they will say, oh, did you see this website from Pascal, he's sharing a good offer with us, and that was the thing. And the guy said, okay, you will lose for sure, and it's a loss of time and money. I said,
right.
Yeah, and I started like this.
And so, did you actually make a bet with him, or is it more just a personal challenge?
No, it was a bet, but not a bet. You know, it was the bet was a beer, so it wasn't that.
So did you invite him to your 10-year anniversary?
Unfortunately, we invited him, but he doesn't want to listen to the story. You know, it's always until the.
Yeah. So your first product that you had was an MP3 player. And so how did you start at the very beginning? How did you convince the first supplier to work with you?
So that was
coming from nowhere. You have a strange name. No marketing.
So the thing is that I was the youngest IT manager in our. I was working for a little international company, and I was dealing with several suppliers for having goods in our company to make everybody happy. So once I was going to a normal shop in the Fribourg area. So I went to that shop, and it's a huge chain called MediaMarkt for the people who knows. And I talked with the guy. You know, he was selling his product, and I said, yeah, but your product is here since 6 months. You didn't sell anything, you know. And he said, yeah, we sold 2 pieces. I said, okay, that's great, but you think we can do something? I will probably help you I will buy your entire stock. But you make me a very, very interesting price. He said, yeah, but I cannot sell the product under my buying price. Yeah, but 6 months in stock, it's not a good deal for you. So I said, okay, make me an offer. So I made him an offer, and I decided just to, gain 1 franc per unit, because I was starting it beside my work. So for me, I had nothing to lose. And we started, and the first day, we sold, I think, 13 units, so 13 units. And so it was so enormous for us that, in the end, we just opened a bottle of champagne and, we celebrated. That was the first Coca offer, yeah.
Cool. So you guys launched in December of 2005, right?
Exactly, yeah.
And Facebook launched in February of 2004, LinkedIn in 2002, MySpace in 2003, Twitter in 2006. So you were surrounded by some relatively new and up-and-coming social media sites and environments, and things were just taking off. Which site do you attribute the most to assisting QoQa in moving forward? Did you rely a lot on social media, on these different new platforms and different websites? or it was really your guerrilla marketing, your own efforts?
So at the beginning it was really our own efforts, you know. We did some crazy things like selling, I don't know, probably you heard in the media for the 10 years we just sold some Teslas at half price, which made probably people think, oh, they are crazy, etc., etc. And so we just decided to make only our marketing is if a media is interested in what we do, he could write something on us, but we will not pay for that. That's very important. So when I started it, we did some crazy offers like this, and then we used a lot Facebook. You know, Facebook was really the first media that we used, and when it was not, when you didn't have to pay for having your Facebook things viewed by everybody, it was a great times because we could do crazy things, and we launched something completely crazy once. That's a story I would like to share with you because it's a very interesting one. We had that database of people following us every day. Why were they following us on Facebook? Because we were giving them a hint about the next offer. So they could get next offer 45 minutes before. So our offer starts at midnight. So they could have it for 11:15. So if it's not interesting, they could go to bed. So that was the first thing. So we had that community following us, and we decided to, I said to my colleagues, we have to find a game for those people. They are following us, and we have to give them the possibility to play with us. So I said, okay, great. So we just said that once. And then 3 weeks later, we didn't do anything. So I decided, so we were drinking, because you know, in Romandy it's not very known. We are not working that much, we drink a lot of apéro, so we were having one of our apéro, so, and I was a bit drunk, so I was on Facebook and I said, tomorrow morning we will start a new game. So I have a colleague in our company, he's the only serious guy that we have, you know, the financial guy, the serious guy. He called me 10 minutes later and he said, Pascal, what will be the game? Did you plan something? I said, no, but we have until tomorrow to find an idea. And the guy said, but you're crazy. I said, no, you know, we decided this 3 weeks ago, but we didn't do anything. So we need just to have a deadline to do something. So of course I was drunk. The next morning I arrived in the office, I wasn't that clear, and I saw all my colleagues, you know, talking, and finally one said, yeah, I have a great idea. We can launch the QoQa challenge, the Q challenge. Okay. So we decided to offer an iPad or something for the first people who will just kiss a red-haired blonde working in how you say that, in supermarket with how you say that, with glasses. How long do you think it took to have the first picture of people kissing red-haired woman working in a supermarket with glasses? Do you have a guess?
5 minutes.
How long?
5 minutes maybe.
Yeah, 5 minutes, that's right. And we didn't receive one picture, we received like 50, 60 pictures, etc. It was completely crazy. So we started to use the social media to do some, of course, crazy things like this. But what was interesting is that we would have people from everywhere playing, not people that are unemployed. No, because you know, when we receive email, we have the plugin from Chrome where you have the link with LinkedIn, so you could see that this guy is one of the senior whatever at Nestle, and you see him wearing a Borat, because we said, you know, you have to. So it was very interesting too. Yeah.
Cool, very nice. And so now that you guys have grown for the last 10 years, what do you see as key milestones in the growth of QoQa? What have been some key...
You mean for the future, or what we have
in the last 10 years? What were key milestones that you guys faced?
You know,
like the first 10 employees, or the new office, or something like that.
It's very difficult for me to answer because, you know, we never look back, and every time I was giving conferences or discussing with people, because we have no investors, I will probably explain that later, but when you have people that would like to give you some advice, they always tell you, you know, when you will be much more than 10, you will have a problem. So we were 11, we didn't have any problem. So then we were 20, and I said, yeah, but this time you will have, you know, you will lose it, you will not be a family again, you know, it's too big. Yeah, then we went 30, and we had again the same story, and then we were 30, 40, and then we just, I think, Yesterday, yeah, we had just hired a 51 person, so we are 51. And it's still a family, we're still making nice barbecue, and we are still drinking wine. Yeah, sometimes we have not everybody around the table, but we still have the same atmosphere, which is important to us. So it's very difficult to tell you which was the milestone. You know, I could give you some bullshit, you know, and tell you, yeah, you know, when we were 24, it was very difficult because we had to change something in our administration, and we just implemented a new ERP system, and it was, yeah, I could say that, but it's not true, you know.
It's been one long, happy day.
Yeah.
So, what about the support that you received from the Swiss environment, either locally or from the government? Did you take advantage of any of that, or how do you see that?
Okay, you know, I told you I'm coming from Jura, so I don't want to have any support from anybody, you know, really. And when you have those schools inviting you to give a conference, yeah, he came probably from our school. I said, no, unfortunately, you know, I didn't do your school. And you have to know that when we started in 2005, you know, the word entrepreneur was not known, you know. If I would ask to a class of people who would like to be entrepreneur, you will see probably one hand. Now, if you go, you see a lot of hands, and you even see girls, you know, saying, yeah, I would like to be entrepreneur, which is very good. So when I started, I didn't ask, and I didn't find the possibility to get some help from any government, any kick, venture, whatever, or no, you know, we really created what we wanted to create ourselves.
Right. And in your experience, how do you see the Swiss startup ecosystem? I guess you're more in the area of the EPFL and Lausanne. I know there's a lot going on there. What's your impression of the way things are going and the way people are thinking, the support people can get?
Okay, I will be very, very direct to you. I think that because I see all those entrepreneurs, they come to me and they say, can I come and visit you? You're always scared. And since I answer to all my email, I tell them, yeah, of course, you come for 1 hour. The only thing you have to bring with you is a good bottle of wine. That's the only thing. So they come, we share 1 hour. And what I see is that now it's moving. It's moving very fast. You have different institutes. You have a lot of crap. Some, you know, I see some people, they are followed by different institutes, and they probably become 30,000 Swiss francs, and it's a lot, but they are not followed correctly to me. So they fail, and in Switzerland, when you fail, oh, it's a drama, you know, and so it's difficult to see the right organization helping the people. But I see that now there are more and more organizations, and I see that money is starting to come a bit more easier. So it's moving, I think, in the right direction. I'm talking only from the French part, not for the other parts.
Yeah. And so you bootstrapped QoQa. You didn't take on any investment. You started it on your own. Would you suggest for other people that that's the best way to go, or what's your perspective on bootstrapping versus VC investment or any kind of investment?
Okay, one thing which is very important is that to me, having an investor is the start of being, for my business and for me, because I'm a bit special, I will be dead, you know, because if you have to give numbers or facts or whatever, I don't like this, you know. In our company, we are all creative, we only have one guy who's the let's say, the serious guy, you know, and he's my best friend, but he's also my best enemy, you know. We are fighting every day together because he's saying, okay, Pascal, calm down, you know, come down to earth, you know, and that's really the contrast. And having investors would probably help if you need to go fast on the market. When I started, I was almost the only one starting to sell product, you know, and the supplier would say, yeah, but who are you, you know, and we don't believe in the web industry. And now it's interesting because now you have the brands knocking to our door saying, hey, hi guys, you know, we have a new product to offer to you. And we said, okay, nice, come, just have a seat. One thing, but I see that here almost everybody has no, you don't have the nice dress code, but in our office, you're not allowed to come with a tie. If you come with a tie, our employees get 150 francs if they cut the tie, you know. So everybody is walking around with the scissors, just yeah.
And how did you manage your first employees?
You mean how I managed my first employees?
When you were still working, because the first few years that you had QoQa, you were still working at a full-time job.
Yeah.
The first 3 years,
4 years, yeah.
4 years, and you already had some employees.
Yeah.
So how are you managing your full-time job plus your company and employees?
Okay, one thing that we didn't say is that when I started my company, I went to the big boss of the company I was working for, and I said, yeah, you know, just as you know, I will start a company, and here is the concept, etc. And the guy said, okay, you know, listen, Pascal, my wife is at home and she does nothing the entire day. So you are a creative guy, and she is really the guy for the woman from the accounting. She could probably help you. So I found the first strategic partner, I would say. And she said, okay, you know, I have a nice garage and a nice canotze, you know, we would drink apéro, so that was so we started in the garage, and then we used the canotze, and since she was a very, you know, like the Swiss German people, very trained people, she was just supervising the people, so they were all scared. This is why she's not my partner anymore, but they were very, very scared of her, because, you know, it was a lady, very, not very sympathetic lady, but...
So she was managing things for you.
Yeah. In fact, what she was doing for me was especially all the you know, accounting, because I'm very bad with numbers, and she was also just checking that the work would be done correctly, and that was a bit the thing. Yeah.
All right. Cool. And when you look back over the last 10 years, is there anything that you would do differently?
I have a lot of things, but now if I would have done differently, probably would not have worked this way. So I don't think so.
Excellent. Just in case anyone has a question, just raise your hand and we'll try to get you as well. What was the most useful piece of advice that anyone gave you regarding a startup or regarding QoQa? We know it wasn't your marketing teacher, but...
No, but you know, because of him I succeeded, because you know, this guy was so negative that I used it just to, because I was, you know, I was laughing
to your fire. And was there someone like a mentor, or is there someone that you look up to, or have you been able to connect with someone that has given you significant amount of advice?
I did not connect with somebody who gave me significant advice, but I was really following people around me. Even if in Switzerland, when you start a project, I can tell you, you know, I was partying and I was like, oh, it's always midnight, I have to go and just do my Photoshop product and put it online. So my friends were, but what the hell are you doing? You know, I was, you know, just doing my things. And people around me were saying, but you're crazy, you know, this thing will never work, and you know, and that's what was probably the bad things. But I had also the chance to have people around me interested in the project, plus the community that we built around QoQa, which is, you said the number before, it's more than 350,000 people following us. So it's this community, you know, I started with 50 friends, and now I have 350,000 friends, which is cool. But I use this community also to fix things and to get advice, to make also the website and the concept evaluating.
Right. And a lot of the people that come to Startup Grind have a business idea, are in the early stages of their startup, or are looking for an idea. They have the itch, the entrepreneurial itch, they want to do something. What advice would you give to someone who is thinking about launching their company or their startup this year?
What I would say to those people, especially in Switzerland, is, you know, don't listen to the people that are trying to drag you down. And if you have the focus of what you want to do, just, you know, even if you fail, you don't care. You just go until you achieve exactly what you wanted to do. And that's, you know, that's something I'm trying to explain and to push to the people around me, because I see a lot of young people coming to me and, yeah, you know, I have this idea, but you know, my grandmother told me. I said, yeah, you know, forget about your grandmother. You know, what's your idea? Yeah, my idea is to. So, okay, what do you need to make it succeed? Yeah, I need to develop this, but are you able to do it? Yeah, so do it yourself. Yeah, but I will spend a lot of time, but who cares? It's just time, you know, probably a little bit of money, of course, but just do the things you want to do, but you have to believe in it, you know, and that's things that I'm trying to push with people around us when they come and visit us and they say, oh yeah, you know, I said, yeah, you don't be impressed, you know, I'm nobody, you know, you will be much better than us. You just have to believe in what you think you would like to do, and just go ahead, you know, and with the strength of your belief, you will succeed for sure. Even if it's a fail in the end, you will have succeeded, at least for you, because you have achieved these things. So, I don't know if it's clear enough, but... So, you know what I can do, because I see that you're running out of questions. I don't know if... I would like to share something with you that is, to me, relevant. You know, we had, for the 1st of April, just one sec before you put the thing, otherwise you will... Yeah. Okay. Just one sec, is it possible to wait before you put it?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah, okay. What happened is, you know, every 1st of April we like to do and to make some jokes. So we have that huge community, and you know, we are not a deal website. I don't like the word deal. You know, when you hear this, you know, for me it's a website selling a lot of very good offers or a lot of deals, but you cannot exchange with this website. What we created with QoQa is a website where you have every day a new product, but you have also a crazy story about the product. It's probably not related to the product, it's related to... So we have people coming just to read the product. For me, a good member of the community is not somebody who buys the product. This is very important. So it's just somebody who participates, to give advice, to say, don't buy this product because it's too expensive, or it's a very bad product, or I have it at home, or, you know, I just read this about this product. So it's the way of sharing things. So when I explain that to other people, they'll say, yeah, this is bullshit. I said, no, you know, we are the only website with a product which is presented, where you have a forum where you can come and just express yourself and say, don't buy this product. And people ask me sometimes, yeah, Mr. QoQa, what do you think? Do we have to buy this product? And I will answer to people, no, don't buy it. And they say, but why are you selling it? I said, but because you, as my community, you asked me to show you this product, to find this product. So I'm selling this product. So example, we sold last year more than 1 million of units of Pampers, you know, the diapers, sorry. It's a lot of diapers. And when we did it, people were asking me, why are you selling this on your website? You know, are you interested in those kind? I said, no, you know, I have no kids, so I'm not interested. But you told me that you would like to have those kind of products. So that was the thing. So this community is very strong. The community helped us also to create products. Last Saturday we had our 10 years events where people bought a ticket to come. And we had 1,300 people coming to this event and just sharing a moment with us. And so we would create a real nice event with the community. So this community is so important to us that we can also joke with this community. So just to show you how the community is strong, I will give you an example of a product that we sold the 1st of April 2014. It was the first phone, which is, it was $1,299 sold on a website made for this phone. And it was sold on QoQa for 1 Swiss francs plus 9 francs Porto. So a total of 10 Swiss francs. And to buy this phone, you had to see the movie here, because it's the first phone free from NSA. But if we can just show the movie now, I hope the sound is working well and everything. If you can put it full screen, oh, it's...
Here at Bananas, we like to rethink simple concepts. Concepts like how do we interact with each other? And this time we exceeded everything that's ever been done. Introducing the new wired phone 2014.
It was important that the materials used be the highest on the market. Our engineers performed many tests from basic situations to the finest of details.
Well, in category of devices of concern, our phone is free from fucking damn shitty NAC spying eyes. No one can listen to communications anymore.
The new wired phone is beautifully designed. It's curved and inspired by works of famous artists such as Andy Warhol. It's shockproof, and the battery lasts for a lifetime.
So we offered this product on our website the 1st of April 2014, and we created that fake website, thenewwiredphone2014.com, where you could find the product for $1,299. And you will see at midnight, because we're starting at midnight, people buying the product, you know. And after 7 minutes, we had 600 units sold, you know. And I was discussing with the community on our website, on our forum, saying, people, what are you doing here? Why are you buying this product? Saying, it's so funny, you're crazy guy. I would like to have one. So I stopped to 600, and then my colleague said, come on, you know, just go ahead. So I just stopped to 1,200 units, because, you know, but the thing I didn't talk about is I have to find 2,400 units of cans, you know. So that was a big problem. So it came out to the news because the media, they said, you know, Coca, they want to laugh for the 1st of April. Finally, their community laughed about them. They have to find 2,400 cans. So what happened, we had a company selling tomato sauce contacted us saying, you know, we can provide you 2,000. So we had the 2,400 cans, and the community was, because the community was aware of that. So it's just to show you how the trust is strong when you build a very trustful relation with your community. Selling, you know, when people tell me, you know, you are just selling a product over internet. No, I'm not, you know, and I'm not focusing on just making business. The first thing I'm focusing on is having fun, and the result of this is that we are doing good business. And the thing with this, that it's the right example, is that you have to be transparent. Transparent means you have always to show to the people what is on the market. When you go on those websites and they show you have 50%, it's bullshit, you know. When you go on those top price there or whatever, you see the truth and you see what are the prices. So what we do, for example, on our website, and when we started to do that, all the others said, you're crazy. We always put the normal price from the supplier, like Samsung, Sony, or whatever. We put also the lowest price found on the internet in Switzerland, and our price. And then, sometimes we are only 6 francs cheaper, but at least we are transparent. And when we did this, all the other websites, they said, you're crazy, you're dead, because people will know that they are not having an offer of 50%. And I said, no, we are just transparent. What you are doing, guys, is not correct, because you show them 50%, but people now, those days, they are not, you cannot screw them up, you know, they will notice it at a certain time. And that was the goal. So we built this relationship with our community, and in this case, which is a perfect case, people were saying, okay, we don't care, we gave you 10 Swiss francs, and we know that you will not disappoint us. So what happened in the end, we just delivered, I bought the 2,400 cans full of tomato sauce. So I put it the two cans plus everything to build your new wired phone 2014 with a little manual plus a little recipe to make the best sauce ever. And after that, we just made a game with the people saying, okay, you have to send us the nicest photo of your new wired phone 2014, and you will win a new phone from different brands. And you know, people were so happy to receive the box, because of course we put also a lot of goodies, and we gave them back their 10 Swiss francs as a coupon, so they can use it or be reimbursed if they wanted, of course. But it's just to show you how far we can go with the communities. That was for a joke, but we did also raise money recently for for different events, but also for people who need money, people that have not the chance to live in Switzerland, but in somewhere else. So we show that our community is not only here to take things, they are also here to give. And the funny thing with this is that in a couple of hours with QoQa, we raised in 12 hours 100,000 Swiss francs just for an association who needed money to continue what they were doing in certain countries, etc. So it's interesting to see that this community is very involved in what we do. And they follow us, and they can criticize us because it's open. So so those things I wanted just to share with you because I think it's relevant.
Yeah, definitely, very interesting. Any questions? Yes.
Yeah. Oh, hi. I just wanted to ask how do you deal with criticisms, because I can imagine that not everything is what you want to hear or agree with. So, how do you handle the feedbacks that you get?
You mean when it's on our websites or?
Anyway.
Yeah, for us, what I teach to my people, because we have also a very strong after sales, since we are not making marketing, our only marketing or our only connection with our community is with after sales. So when you have somebody writing you an email saying, I bought this tab and it's not working. So we answer them, we don't have a couple of Chinese working for us and making the tabs. It's a brand, it's called Samsung. So it could happen, that you have a problem. So, calm down, we'll fix it. We can even change it, if you're polite. So people, they just come down. They come from 10 to 1 and they say, okay, you answered to my email, you offered me a possibility. And what I teach to my team is when somebody is writing you an email and they are insulting you because they are upset, etc., just keep in mind that if they did it, they just send you an email. It's a message where they tell you, hi, we love you, or I love you, but I have a problem with my product. Otherwise, what they would have done is, okay, I bought it on this website, it's shit, I will not use it anymore, and they just throw it out and they will not come back again. If they take the time to write you an email, even if they insult you, it's just to tell you, I'm so disappointed of the expectation you gave me. So I love you, but I have a problem with the product I bought on your website. Just answer to them, I love you too, and I will fix your problem. That's the thing. And at the beginning, I was not like this, and I was very hurted by messages or criticized or stuff. But then I started just to have an helicopter view and say, if I would have been on this customer place, what would happen? I would be very disappointed. So what I would like to hear as an answer is, don't worry, we will take care of your problem and we will fix it. And that's what we have to answer. Sometimes we are going a bit too deep, Last time we had somebody saying, very nice, because we sell also, we have QoQa, Q Wine, Q Sport and Cooking, and we sell a lot of wine, especially in the French part, people drink a lot, it's great. We had a guy, he was in the hospital, and he said, can you deliver me directly my bottles to the hospital? He said, no problem. But we heard that he was in the hospital, so my colleague just called a florist just to send him flowers, to say, okay, we are with you, the QoQa team is with you. So we would like to be very close to the people. It's not just a customer, This is why we have no customer. When somebody said, I'm a very good customer of your website, I said, we don't have any customers. Said, what? Yeah, we have a community, and a community is like having a friend. So if you have a problem, for a friend, I will fix it much more deeper than if it's somebody who just said, I'm a customer, okay, here is our rules, and our rules are, that we are not, so you cannot return the product back or whatever. But if you're a member of a community, even if the warranty is gone, we have to help you, we have to find a way to fix it for you, and that's the way we are trying to work.
One more.
I actually meant it as positive feedback, like when the community comes with suggestions of things they'd like to see you do. How do you handle those?
Well, again, so when it's a positive feedback?
Yeah, suggestions of what they'd like to see, what products, and you sort of know you can't do everything that's
Yeah, what we do, we take all the suggestions, and when we have 10, 20, 30, 50% asking for the same suggestion, of course, okay, there is a need for this product, so we go and we try to find a way to make this product. For example, the Teslas that we made in December for our 10th birthday, we had a lot of people asking for Teslas. Unfortunately, we didn't have the 100,000 Teslas for the 100,000 people waiting in the queue to get Teslas, but it's a product that people are asking us to find. So we try to, we get a lot of feedback from everywhere. So we have people, in fact, everybody in the company has the admin account to answer on all networks, so they can, when they find something, anybody could answer, and we share all the same values. So, what will answer my colleague will have probably been exactly the same of what I would have been answered.
So what I would like to know is, so you said you don't do any marketing, so you don't have any remarketing, dynamic remarketing?
No. What happened, especially for, we are very strong in the Swiss-French part. 85% of our, we are very known in the Swiss-French part, but we are not known in the Swiss-German part. We are nobody, even if we are 10 years old. When you say to the people, we are 10 years old, and people say, yeah, but we never heard about you. What the hell are you doing? So in the Swiss-German part, we now, at this time in 2016, we do some e-marketing and remarketing and stuff like this. But personally, I don't like it because it's not the way I build QoQa. But now, if we have to live with our time, we have to use that. But we will never use traditional marketing. When they ask us to have some more traditional things, we will never do. We did a campaign last year on the Swiss-German part where you could. We will not make a simple banner, it will always be crazy. So last year we did something which was called, I don't know if you heard about this guy, the jet set guy of Zurich area called Vuyo or something like this. So we made a game which was slapvuyo.com, so you could slap the guy on his face, and you could get a score, and we had like 6 million slap on his face. So we had a lot of success with it. So we always try to make things different, to make people laughing a bit and thinking a bit differently. What we would like for the Swiss German especially is that they understand that we are crazy, but we are serious in the background, and we offer a good service, so don't worry, and what we are trying to do, but it's not that easy, we have probably a different mindset, but we have to work on it.
Can you share your experience about the French market and how you approached it compared to Switzerland?
Non, the Swiss.
La Suisse romande contre la France, where you also launched the website and started to sell products and so on.
In France, you mean? Yeah, because we also launched QoQa in France, yes. So, France is a very difficult country, you would probably make the Swiss German laughing, but the French here are always complaining, and they are never happy, and the economy is so bad, and it's a crazy country. So we are not doing that well in France, to be quite honest. So even if we could joke a lot with the Frenchie, they are so extreme when they start to, the Frenchie, when they found the opportunity or the bridge to insult you, so it's a mess. It's crazy, really. We see it on our forum and we see it with our team. Our team is basically in Bordeaux, because we have a good meat and good wine there, so it was easier for us to be motivated to go in France. But the market is completely different. If you want to start a business in France, I will completely tell you not to do it, because it's really, hiring people is a big mess. When you want to fire them, it's not like in Switzerland where you could say, okay, bye-bye, it's really a big mess, believe me, I can tell you. Yes?
We'll take one up here and then
I was just wondering, going off of his question on the internationalization, you've been around for 10 years. Are you thinking of beyond France, have you ever thought of internationalization, especially sort of considering what David said earlier around having been born in the age of Twitter and LinkedIn and Facebook, which today have become such big companies? Did it ever feel like you wanted to sort of go for world domination, or was Switzerland enough?
No, it's very interesting because it's where you start to change your mind a little bit. We started in France, we invested a lot of money, and we just failed. It's if I can say that, and then we just found that in Switzerland we have still room for improvement. It's not that we just want to stay in Switzerland, no, but the market we know, and it's such a difficult, all those big players, they want to come in Switzerland, you have 3 languages, and so we start to ship from Germany, and we have problem with this and this, so it's good, it's difficult, but what they didn't understand is that in Switzerland we have a certain level of life, so we can buy product with a more expensive way than other places, so we have a higher cart, if I can say. So yes, we have a lot of opportunities to go somewhere else. We even made a study about different countries where we could go and where we could develop ourselves, but we still have a lot to do here, and we don't want to have an investor coming and hire 20% in Poland or whatever country to go ahead, which is not that we are a closed mind, of course not. I love traveling and I love watching a lot of things, but I mean in Switzerland we have still room for improvements, and in my vision for the next 5 years we have to improve a lot of things. We are not perfect, we have to change a lot of things, and I want to come in 5 years in front of you and say, okay, we have a perfect website because we do this and this and this, and we, even if I don't think we will have a website in 5 years, but this is another story. So it's just to give, to change what we are doing now and to improve what we are doing now, and to give also to our community different options, because we started with QoQa. Then we came with QWine, which is a different community. Then we came with QSport, which is again another community. And then we came with cooking, which is another community. And it's not my fault, I decided just to stay with QoQa. I was very lazy, and the people of our community said, it's nice, but we drink a lot of wine. So we said, okay, so let's make a try on QoQa. And we made a try on QoQa for wine. And the first time we sold the wine on QoQa, how many bottles do you think we have sold? It was when we had a very little community. How many bottles do you think we sold on QoQa when we started? The goal was, if we sell 600 bottles, which was a lot, we will start a business unit called QWine. So how many bottles do you think we have sold in 24 hours?
2,000.
2,000 bottles, which is a lot. But somebody has another guess? No? Okay, it was 9,000 bottles, which was completely crazy, And for us, it was so crazy that we were still in the garage, but we just realized when we saw the truck coming, coming to the garage, and said, yeah, you will not fit in. So so we had to find another solution. But after that, we decided to launch that QWine. So I don't want to deviate the concept. I don't want to become like all those websites you have, where you have massage and you have hotels deals and no, it's not. I would like to stick with one product a day, where we focus. We have experts for this product, and that's it. So, but the community is asking me for different kind of communities to be developed. So now they told me we would like things for babies, and I said, oh my God, babies! I know nothing about babies. So we found people, and we launched a website last December called Kids, with a Q, and it had a lot of success, but I had to close it in January because I asked my team to handle it, but I have to take care of my team, So we are hiring now people to take care of this website because we had a lot of success, but it's not because I want it, it's because the community said, we would like to have this, but we would like to have a different concept. For example, the cooking thing, we share every day a recipe with our community, and they could just take it, it's free, and sometimes they could say, oh, the product interests me, or no, I have it in my kitchen, so I just take the recipe, and so that's the way of having a community website, if I can say.
Pascal, it's interesting hearing you talking about France, and especially on the earlier comments where you were talking about, there's nothing I would do differently, and I can appreciate that is probably, you think about France as a learning, and it's good to apply that to future markets you would expand into. But if you had, top 3 learnings, if not, you might do them again, but top 3 learnings that you do differently if you had that chance again, or that you might think a little bit more about, that were more on the negative than the positive side, and then, probably the second and follow-up question to that would be, what are the positives you're going to take into the next 5 years?
But you mean France?
France was an example of one where it didn't work out, or
Okay.
it hasn't worked out yet. But what are some of the other examples of some of the other things that you might have done differently, given that chance again, or that you've learned to do differently when you apply it into a new market, or do something different?
It's difficult to say, because if I have to give you 3 things that I would have done differently, which are relevant enough, the first thing would probably have a different way of legalize my company. When I started, I started and I had a lot of trust on my boss, on his wife, etc. Now today, I know that it was probably not the right thing, because we went separated in the end, and I lost a lot of energy in this period, so it was not the right thing to do. So the first suggestion I would say, or I would recommend, is be sure with all the legal things. You have no friends when you start something. When you start to have money, people could change. So this is the first thing you have to be aware of. The second thing will be also be careful with the people, now because it's not my case, but you might be drawn down by people around you saying, this is the right thing to do, and don't listen to only one person. It's important. I had this experiment for one time, and I was completely brainwashed, thinking that this guy was saying the right thing, and in the end I just noticed, and I woke up luckily early enough to say, what the hell am I doing here? I have to continue with my values and the way I'm thinking to go ahead. So that would be the second thing. So the people around you, be sure on the people you follow, and have always second advice. That's the second thing. The third thing would be, when you develop your website, I had very good friends with me, and we developed the website together, and then the website went to another stage, and you just use still your friends to go ahead, even if you pay them to go ahead. Be careful not to stick with only one person, because if that person becomes sick or is not available, your business could be dead. So be careful and make sure that you still have a kind of another eyes on it in case of that person is leaving, because those people developing things, sometimes they could say, I'm going on another project, and you just go away, and you're just stuck with your website, and it was his code, and he probably didn't put all the comments for the next developer, so you have to redo everything. So just be careful with those 3 things. That would be probably my 3 now, if I'm just thinking very quickly, 3 advices.
Hello, I just grabbed the microphone because it was next to me. I am from Lausanne, and so I'm a very good member of the community, as you say.
Thank you very much.
I may have one French comment to make.
Sure.
Last year, you made a 10th anniversary offer.
Yeah.
It could have been a life changer for a lot of persons. This all-you-can-fly pass with Swiss. I don't know if you've heard about it. So all of my friends, all of my colleagues were talking about it. The whole day we were in the office refreshing the page to get the pass. No one got it. So one of my colleagues got it. She quit the job, and she's now on a trip all around the world for the whole year, which is very good. So my first very French question is: do you still have one left somewhere?
I was very scary that you would say, all my colleagues tried, but nobody got one. I was, oh my God. So now I'm really sure that your colleague got one. So that's a good thing. Unfortunately, I would love to say yes, but imagine that during this birthday week, we had so many people. We had crazy offers every day because it was our 10th anniversary. But we had, because our servers every year are crashing. We had the 502 bad gateway because it's crashing. We have too many people, so we found a possibility with keeping with the same code for people to be in a queue. So you're in a queue and you're waiting, and we are laughing.
I was the 50,000th person in the queue for this all-you-can-fly.
Yeah. So we never communicate the number of people we had, but we had, for the all-you-can-fly pass, we had in total more than 300,000 people, because we split the sale in two. We did the sale at midnight, and everything was sold out. And we said to our community, just go and spam the Facebook page of Swiss, then they will give us more passes. So I had the CEO from Swiss calling me saying, okay, Pascal, what the hell is happening? We have too many comments. Okay, how many passes more you want? I said, yeah, give me the same quantity as before. He said, yeah, but you're crazy. So finally we got the passes, and the community could have again an extended stock for it. But that was. We would like to see that things are possible. When you come to Swiss is a huge company. You go to them and you say, okay, listen, I'm QoQa, I'm nobody, I'm crazy. I would like to make a pass, all you can fly. And you know what? The thing is, I would like to sell it for less than 300 francs. And the guy said, watching to you and say, you're crazy, we cannot do it because of this, and this, and this. I said, okay, now that you told me for which reason we cannot do it, can you give me the reason for how we can do it? And the guy said, you're crazy. And then he came back to me 2 weeks later, and I said, okay, we just thought about it, and we think it's a great idea, and finally he gave me the opportunity and the possibility to make something that was never done before, and that was the goal of our week. We even we even did a special abonnement with one of the carriers in Switzerland, where you have no more roaming. You pay 55 Swiss francs and you can go all over Europe. You can you can call in the US, be in the US, in Canada. It's all free. It's all included. And when we started with this abo, they were, no, but this is not true. 55 francs, and I said, yeah, we want to be the first one just to kill the roaming. You have no more roaming, and people couldn't believe it, but it was true, and we made a lot of abonnement for this carrier, which now has a lot of customers, but they pay only 55 francs, so it's cool for me because my community is happy. The carrier is a bit less, but
my second question, you actually answered it already a bit, but how do you go to Swiss? How do you go to Tesla and say, please give me 5 Teslas, I will for half price? What's your negotiation?
First of all, I will never deal only 5 Teslas. Otherwise, it's an insult for our community. So I will never do something like this, especially when you have a lot of people waiting for it. So that's for sure not. But it's depending on the brand and on the effect you want to give. It was especially for our 10th birthday, so we want to make crazy things. So it's a different language with different people, and sometimes you just have to send an email and say, hello, we exist. And with Swiss it was easier because they have a hub in Geneva, and a lot of the people working at Swiss, they are QoQa fans, so it helps a lot, and that was the thing.
Cool. I think we have time for one more question, and you're still around a little bit afterwards?
Yes, unfortunately I have to go back in Lausanne, but we'll check at least.
So we have one more question, and afterwards we have a bit more networking, and you can talk more directly with Pascal.
Is there a chance that you could elaborate on how you got this Tesla deal?
I will not give that much details because it made a lot of noise, which I really liked. It was very funny to me to see also different reactions from everywhere in the world. So it was funny. But I will not give more details about this offer. You know, I had the same situation with Rolex when we did it, I think 3 years ago, because you know we did several offers, and people say, yeah, but you will never be able to touch the lux industry. I said, okay, what is lux for you? Rolex. I said, okay, let's see what we can do. So we took the Rolex, which is the difficult model to get because you have to be on the waiting list. So it was the Rolex Daytona this time, and. I remember because I had a newspaper, they wrote on QoQa and said, yeah, they probably had only 1 or 2 pieces. So I just took a picture of me with all the boxes, and you could count at least 50 pieces plus all the stuff that was behind me. So we were not cheating, and that was good for the people also to see the things.
Right. So to wrap up, we like to ask all of the people that come on Startup Grind a series of rapid fire questions. So you like fun and games, we have a fun and game for you. So basically it's just a few questions, and you just answer the first thing that comes to mind.
Okay.
What item do you own that you would never sell? Why?
That I own and that I will. First of all, I don't have a Rolex, so it's not on my budget, but I don't know.
All right, no worries, we'll move on. What is your most unusual skill?
It's very difficult to answer.
Your friend last time said was dancing naked. That was his Sounds like something from...
No, we are not all the same, don't worry.
What's more important to you? Strength, speed, or stamina?
Stamina.
What historical figure do you most admire?
Pyramids. Pyramids.
Yeah. What is the best compliment that someone can give to you?
That they are happy.
And what is the best compliment that you can give to someone?
It's difficult because I have a lot, but the best compliment I can say, and I try to say it every day to my team, is thank you for the involvement of what they do, because they are still believing in me, and that's, I don't know how, but...
And who do you think does a good job?
It's too difficult to answer because I think a lot of people are doing a great job, and I will not say those bullshit things like, Steve Jobs was a great guy, but no, he was not, so I will not say that. But a lot of people, I admire a lot of people.
Yeah. And what is your favorite season of the year?
For me, it's definitely summer,
And when was the last time that you tried something new?
I think it was this morning or yesterday, because we had, we received a lot of innovation products and new products, and we just test them, and yeah.
So you're always trying something new?
I'm trying to, yeah.
And if you could have the attributes of any animal, which animal would that be?
I think it would be it's
Une loutre?
Yeah, I think she's right, an otter, because it's yeah.
Is that where your nickname comes from, the chief otter?
Yeah, it's a very weird thing, because when you are in Switzerland, you have to make the army. So they came to me and said, "Okay, Mr. Meyer, what are you doing in life?" I said, "Yeah, I'm protecting the white otter of Ghana, and in Ghana they don't have otter, and they don't have white otter." So the guy said, "Okay," so and then he just continued, and all my friend was laughing. So we just kept the otter thing, and it's.
Well, thank you very much, Pascal, for sharing your story and these personal things with us.
Thank you for inviting me.
It was really, really great, some nice insights, and very valuable for us to get some perspective and get your perspective. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very, very much.